K104, your home for DFW's hip-hop and R&B, DD and Baby. Your boy, Ron Murray, the biggest AEW. They've been all through the city, and we have another AEW star here. You know who he is, the pride of pro wrestling, Anthony Bowens. How you doing today, Anthony?
I'm doing pretty good, and I don't know about the biggest, my dude. I'm sitting in the room now.
You know, I didn't get my lift on this morning. That's the only reason I didn't get my lift on this morning. Thank you so much for coming in. So just talk about you're out here in Dallas, and big congratulations to you. You'll be the honorary Grand Marshal for the Dallas Pride Parade. Just talk about that honor.
It's pretty cool. It's definitely pretty cool, especially as a guy who didn't have much representation in professional wrestling growing up, to be able to be that for others and come out here and celebrate Pride with the wonderful community in Dallas. It's very cool.
So just talking about that, because the moment when you did come out, on air and everything, just talk about the comfortability you had to get to just to even to that moment.
Well, I've always wanted to say something on usually I'd wink and nod. I mean, I was out before publicly, but just to say it on professional wrestling television, it's never been said before, so I always wanted to do it at some point. And when they approached me with the segment idea, I was like, this is great because it's fun, it's lighthearted, it doesn't have to be this big thing that tugs at your heartstrings. It doesn't always have to be that way. Let's present something in a very fun fashion that could, put a smile on people's faces, and I think we accomplished that. And I had no idea that the reaction would be the way that it did, with everybody standing up and chanting, he's gay, he's gay. I was like, what?
Hey, you definitely sold it. You sold the moment.
It was a really genuine moment, because I would have never imagined having a moment like that when I was, growing up, hoping that one day I would be a professional wrestler and like out as myself.
So when you did come out as yourself and just, in the business before you got to the point you are now, did you see changes with people or anything of that nature? Or how did you just have to navigate that as you did try to get more and more success in this business?
If anything, it made my relationships and my friendships stronger, because I didn't have to lie anymore. I didn't have to make up fake stories or like switch the pronouns. Like I was able to authentically present myself to people, and it felt like a massive weight off my shoulders. I felt happy. I felt free. I didn't feel like I had like a burden weighing me down every single day. So anything, it was a huge positive, and hopefully it was a positive to inspire other athletes to be themselves as well.
And big salute to you, because you're definitely a trailblazer, especially for a lot of the young people that are watching you in AEW. And also, we got All In that is coming up. AEW's first pay-per-view in Texas, Saturday, July 12th. Just talk a little bit about that. All week, AEW is going to have events pretty much in the DFW.
Yes. It's AEW week in Dallas, specifically Garland on Wednesday and Thursday, AEW Dynamite, AEW Collision at the Curtis Colwell Center. Tickets still available right now, AEWTix.com. And then that all culminates on Saturday, AEW All In, as you said, on July 12th at Globe Life Field. It's going to be crazy. It's the biggest show of the year for AEW.
All right, so this is what I want to know from the pride of pro wrestling. What do we want to see from Anthony Bowens at All In?
I think everybody wants to see the pride of professional wrestling become TNT champion.
Talk about it.
I think that's what everybody wants to see. I think a lot of people are gunning for that title right now. Kyle Fletcher, Ricochet, myself. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other people that would love to be in that position to fight Adam. But I'm working hard every single week to hopefully earn that opportunity. I was on the first two All In, so I can't see why the pride of professional wrestling shouldn't be on the third.
You have to be there. Now, solo action. Just talk about you, Max Caster, the Acclaimed. You had your run.
Do we have to?
Just a little bit, because I do want to just talk about the transition now that you're, a solo wrestler, and even just the business side of, riding together, doing different things. Now you're doing your own thing. So just, that split, because you had to handle your business against them. I understand it. So,
of course. Well, what do you want to know specifically about it?
How far in advance does that decision become made when you are going to split as a tag team? Is it more so personal between you and Max, or does the company, or just a storyline? How does that go about it?
This was personal between Max and I.
Okay.
He got to a point where he was a little bit too full of himself. It got to a point where it didn't feel like we were a team anymore. That was our strong suit as the Acclaimed. That's what made us such a spectacular tag team and brought us to the top of that division. Was we had the chemistry together. We did everything together. We thought the same, and somewhere along the line that kind of started to trail off, and you saw that every week with his Best Wrestler Alive stuff, and then eventually he put me in that very awkward position between choosing him or Billy Gunn. Of course, I'm going to pick Billy Gunn every single time. So cast him away, and then I started to really focus on what I wanted to do in the first place, because I was always a singles wrestler before the Acclaimed did before coming to AEW. So I had singles aspirations, not tag team. Once Tony Khan had the idea for the Acclaimed, he put Max and I together. I was like, all right, well, I gotta take advantage of the opportunity that I have in front of me, and we made the most of it. Now that part of our lives are done, he's going and doing his thing. We see how that's working out for him, and I'm doing my thing. So we both have our singles aspirations, and we're going for it.
Have you ever seen professional wrestlers where you feel that being in a tag team too long can hurt them in their careers?
Sure. And I think for us, even on top of that, I think underlying, I think it felt like we wanted to put that to rest because that had its time. It's over and done with. We don't want to keep beating a dead horse. We'd have to evolve. But what is the Acclaimed without the scissoring? What is the Acclaimed without daddy ass? What is the Acclaimed without the rapping? So put that aside. Let's figure ourselves out. Let's focus on our singles goals and go from there.
All right, there's a lot of talk from all different platforms, Mount Rushmore. So with you, who is your Mount Rushmore of professional wrestlers, no matter the platform?
I can't answer this question.
Really? Okay.
There's just so many guys.
Okay, so no Mount Rushmore, just some guys that inspire you.
The first person that ever inspired me was Sting. He was the guy that got me into the business. And I was fortunate enough to work with him. I was fortunate enough to main event with him and also to have his support. He was a guy that always supported the Acclaimed. He was a guy who said 2 months before that match in Chicago at All Out where we exploded, he said, you guys have everything you need to become superstars. You just need to have that one match in front of that one crowd and you guys are set. And sure enough, 2 months later in Chicago, it happened. So to have a guy that I idolize, a guy that inspired me to want to be a wrestler in the first place, tell me that and be right, very cool.
All right. Also, Globe Life Field, you are a San Francisco Giants fan, right?
Yes, so I'm sorry.
I just want to say appreciate it. Shout out to Bruce Bochy. He was able to come this way and get us a World Series for a sake with the Texas Rangers and everything. And also, you played baseball yourself in college.
That is true.
And you don't hear a lot of college guys transition into professional wrestling. So how was that for you?
Well, I played baseball from Little League through college. I played NCAA Division I at Seton Hall and top Division III school in New Jersey, Montclair State University. And when I stopped playing, I was like, I'm so used to being on the field for 5-6 hours a day. I'm losing my mind trying to figure out how to fill that time. And I wanted to do something athletic. I wanted to do something creative, and professional wrestling is my other love. And it kind of all fell into place perfectly, and I made the jump successfully.
Once again, this is the pride of professional wrestling, Anthony Bowens. What's on the pre-match playlist?
Ooh, that's another hard question to answer because my playlist is so diverse.
Okay,
I'm a big rock guy, to be honest with you.
Nah, that's cool.
Punk rock, prog rock, alt rock, any type of rock. I listen to it. I listen to rap. I listen to electronic, rarely country. But I don't think there's any particular. So I could listen to. There's a group called Coheed and Cambria, which is a big prog rock band that I used to listen to growing up a lot. I put on one of their songs, and it just pumps me the hell up.
How is that moment right before you're about to just walk out on stage? Because when you see that, or of course we're watching on TV or we come to the shows, just describe that moment because it seems like you're the king of the stage when walking on out to the match. Just talk about that.
Well, it depends on the scenario. Sometimes it's super relaxed and I'm laughing and joking, then my music hits and goes out. I go out, and there's other times where it's like I need to really lock in and focus here, and there's not a thought in my world other than going out there and kicking somebody's ass, excuse my language.
Nah.
But it really just depends. Like the last time that I was like super nervous about something was my return in Philadelphia because it's a brand new presentation. I hadn't been seen on television in 3 months. So I was hoping that the reaction was going to be super loud. And the second my Tron dropped with my new music, which is Underground by Jane's Addiction, and people lost their minds, it was literally the best feeling on earth. I didn't go to sleep until like 4 a.m. that night.
Oh, wow. So you were juiced up.
Oh, I was amped.
Yeah.
Bro, I was amped up.
Once again, Anthony, he's going to be the honorary Grand Marshal for the Dallas Pride Parade. That's happening this Sunday in sunny South Dallas at Fair Park. And also AEW. That is going to be July 12th, All In at Global Life Field. And of course, we talk about the title run that you hope to be on soon. Do you got a hit list? Do wrestlers have lists of guys like other professional sports to where it's like, all right, I got to get this guy, I got to get this guy, no, I got to take this guy down? Who would be your hit list when you get that strap around your waist?
Oh, I have lots. There's a lot of people on the roster I never got a chance to face because I've been a tag team, and most of these guys are singles wrestlers. Kenny Omega is a big one. I got to get Adam Cole, obviously, to get that title. Hangman Adam Page, Will Ospreay. I got to get Swerve back from our last singles match. I just got Okada. He got the best of me 2 weeks ago, but I gotta get back in the ring with him and get some redemption there. So the list, I'll be sitting here probably listing the entire roster because there's so many people that I'd love to wrestle and beat.
Anthony, I appreciate you so much pulling up. Let everybody know where they can hit you up at.
You can follow me on Instagram and X at Bowens_official. And then on TikTok, where I go live pretty often, you can interact with me. It's at Bowens_official 37.
Ron Murray, K104, the biggest. Me and Anthony, we about to, see who bigger biceps real quick.
We know who that is.